new books, new tastes, and it's also my birthday. So we're gonna celebrate this by eating 4 different fantastical cakes once again that I tried to make. Did I deliver? Did I get to. Did I succeed? Let's find out. I think this week's tastes should start as a fun adventure. Deadly, but fun. And I read just the first one still, but I'm going to read all of them soon. But I could not wait to make a cake and talk about this book that I absolutely loved. And it's The Dungeon Crawler Carl. Now, I did not expect to like this book. So it's this weirdly funny, comical, life-threatening ride. It certainly is. But basically, Carl has just broken up with his girlfriend and he's stuck in the apartment with her show cat. And she jumps out of the window. He goes after her, and suddenly everything disappears. Everything that you can imagine, houses, cars, anything that has a roof is flattened into a pancake and dissolved into nothingness and oblivion. And suddenly a portal opens up and they are represented people. The ones that did survive are represented with the choice whether to stay on Earth, that where Carl was with the show cat, was really, really cold. It was winter. So either stay there with nothing around or go through the portal and take your chances with an alien game show. And he went through because he was really fucking cold in those tiny crocs, ex-girlfriend crocs, and the cat in his lap that was sticking claws into his skin. And so off they went. But it was really funny and it was a wild ride, at least with the first one. And with they're represented with 18 levels that they need to, if they want to survive or get the ultimate prize, they need to go through all the 18 levels. But as it turns out, no one has gone above and beyond than the level 13, I think it was. So they do have a challenge on their hands. About 13 million people went in. A lot of them will die. And there are monsters and goblins and these morphs, mutants and level bosses. And it's just this weird, but like I said, so fucking funny the way that they go through this with Miss Princess Donut. But I needed to make equally funny yet good, out of whack taste. And I came up with this Monster Loot cheesecake. This is Princess Donut because it is her show, let's be honest, at least in the first one. But this Monster Loot cheesecake where is caramel popcorn and there is berry pockets and salted caramel pockets and this weird cookie crumble down here and this fun colorful explosion of white chocolate glaze. And then I made a 30 caramel popcorn latte, a mini version, but nonetheless it is a latte. Because you need that caffeine to survive in that fucking world, I do think, and strong feet and or pretty ones to get the loot that they really want to. But it's a good book. I'm going to read all of the others. And I'm also going to eat all of this cake. See? I said messy. My god. So, so good. Even though I've never made a cake with caramel popcorn before, I have to say that was an adventure on its own as well. Let's go to the next one. Next book, something completely different, a romantasy, and it is For Whom the Bell Tolls. Now, Lily dies. Let's not beat around the bush. She dies and goes into the afterlife that she did not know that existed. She's had an interesting life, perhaps even hard, and she feels like the paradise that she's given or granted per se, she doesn't feel like it's her own. So she becomes restless and she explores the levels of the afterlife, that there's basically the heaven, the paradise, the in between, where you can reincarnate and go into the next life. Then she's had some previous lives as well before. Then there's this big mecca where everyone kind of meets, the middle ground. Then there's the layers of hell that she really feels drawn to. And then there's the void, that people who decides that they've had enough, perhaps even a too long of a life, they just get to no longer exist and go into the oblivion, I suppose. But I think that the book, it was a bit, there were some spicy things. The relationship side between Belle, that is a general, then in Hell, one of the generals, and then between Lily, who is a formidable 6-foot woman. I did enjoy that it was a tall woman, not a dainty little one, though Belle is 7 feet tall, so perhaps she's still dainty there. But it wasn't good or evil, it wasn't black and white, it wasn't what perhaps a lot of people have become to believe, that, you know, if you are bad or condemned to hell, then that's it, and that's all you get in the afterlife once you die. That you do have a chance to be better, and actually people there are also rooting for you to do that, and then go off in the next life, that many millions and billions and trillions of people choose to then reincarnate and have another life and hopefully be better and have another experience or experiences then. But with that also in mind, I did try to make this type of taste, that dark is not bad and light is not good either, at least not through and through. And I made a devil's food cake with vanilla bean mascarpone. I did try to make some different layers. And then I made a toasted marshmallow vanilla latte. Why the toasted? Because it needed this a little bit fire, lava, heat. But I felt like it was a conversation between misconceptions and how actually one might seem like they really are not. As are people. Life's complicated. Turns out, afterlife is too. Let's go to the next one. If you've been cooped up too much in the city, thinking about reconnecting with the nature, or just to travel, then come join me here. Come stay in one of these fantastical, beautiful tree houses. We've got 4 to choose from. So go visit treehouseestonia.ee. That is treehouseestonia.ee. Let's check it out. read it, devoured it, absolutely loved, and I needed to come up with an equally good, out of this world taste. But Ryland Grace finds himself suddenly millions and millions of miles, kilometers, however you would like to call it, away in the space, alone with two dead companions, other astronauts, and he has no recollection of his memory of what the hell he is doing there. But as it turns out, that he is there to save the world because of some particles, astrophage, that is, well, killing our planet. And so the humanity, or the ones who are leading at least, or in the leader position, made him go there. And he finds himself not only on this weird adventure, this life mission, but he also finds himself an interesting friend that is also trying to save his world. It needed a good taste. It needed also visually representing something out of this world that you look upon and then you feel like it's not from Earth, but the tastes are. So I made a layered tart, and I came up with this thought clever idea that I made a red astrophage around. Why again a tart? I've done every week now a tart. I love making tarts, but it just fits so perfectly because the astrophage also crumbles everything around us, right? As is our world. But so is Rockies. And I made a lemon curd and I made a pistachio layered cake. Two different people, and yet same problem, same mission. Unlikely friends, but they did become friends. And then I tried also visually. Tried. Give me some room here. Give me some grace. I tried to make a layered drink. So there is a pistachio. There's the espresso. Because you need it. You need to stay awake where they were. And things that they needed to figure out and do. And then just this vanilla milk foam that represented equally their barrier of not only language but everything that they know. And they overcame it. They found a way. And then when you mix it, it becomes one. So again, yeah, it's something completely different. Never thought I would make a pistachio latte, I have to say. But there's something to it. Once you mix it, you understand. Huh? It's good, huh? I think it's out of this world. Let's see the next one. And last, we have The Wolf King. I just read the first one until now. Heard quite a lot of different feedback on this book, but wanted to know what the heck everyone were talking about. So I read the first one. And it is about Princess Aurora and Callum. Well, Callum now here is a wolf that can shapeshift. A good looking one. And he is being imprisoned in the realm or in the world of humans where Aurora as a princess lives. Basically, he kidnaps her or gives her the choice whether to go with him, not so nicely, I suppose, or stay there, which is not a good option for Aurora either, because the men in her life, her father, her intended that she's supposed to marry the next day, that she really doesn't want to, they're not that nice people. Just because you're human doesn't mean that we are perfect either. And they go off into the wolf kingdom then, and in the mercy of the wolf king. Callum is also an alpha, so basically alphas of all regions or then territories bow down because of the circumstances and the war that's upon them, bow down to the one that they chose to be king. That also turns out is somehow connected to Callum or with Callum. And in that runaway becomes also a connection between Aurora and Callum. Well, first of all, the connection is because it has to, because it's quite dangerous for a human, especially a woman, to be amongst other wolves that they despise absolutely, and understandably so. But if you're a romance girl and you need something a little bit with spice, something that is good for afternoon read, then this might be for you. But if you're looking for this really deep diving into a mythological world, it still might be for you. But I also tried to make something this earthy. Didn't know how to make a wolfish cake, but because of the Scottish and this Highlands feeling and the scenery and things, I decided to make a bourbon apple latte. I think it needed this little kick. And then I made a salted caramel apple cake with mascarpone because I can. Didn't know that I was capable of this, but after all of the other cakes that I've done so far, I think I'm capable of trying anything. This is also my birthday cake. I made a second one too, so happy birthday for me. But amazing books, amazing week, good week for me, good day. I'm going to celebrate now, eat the rest of the cakes with my family. Happy birthday.